Starting with one store on the outskirts of Delhi to now becoming the name when it comes to the processed food market is HolyLand Marketing. I spoke with them about how they're innovating in a space that's becoming so competitive, about FDI in their industry, as well as what some of the advice the Chairman and Managing Director has for our viewers. Take a listen. Thank you for your time here on the show, talking really about HolyLand, Mr. Budhraja, and for coming down to our studios. You've had a fairly long journey and it's been a fairly interesting one, starting from a really small space here in Delhi to now having a massive footprint across the country. So let's start with what you would want our viewers to know about HolyLand, about what the journey was when it came to starting it, and what you want to sort of tell them about the business.
It has been a very amazing journey. Started my business in Sadar Bazaar on a small premises. And in 1995, I started my own brand as Golden Crown. And the yearly turnover at that time to start with was 2 crore minus. And today my turnover is above 200 crores. In this journey, we developed a number of products. In the beginning, we launched first 10 products. Today, I have more than 100 products. Then I was only doing business in Delhi. Now we have a presence in Pan India.
Sure. What sort of products do you have? What can you tell me?
We have a very large variety of products for each segment of the market. You see, and different regions. You see, the market is segmented in two ways: territory as well as product range. We have seafood products, which in cane form like tuna, fish, sardine. We have fruit and vegetables like cherry, pineapple size fruit cocktail. Have vegetables like button mushroom, green peas, baby corn.
Sure.
So we have a range of products.
What do you think has perhaps helped you in this journey, going from, like you're saying, that one store, that one space in Sadar Bazaar here in Delhi, to where you are now? If there are one or two things that have really helped you in this journey, what would you say that is?
It was great to have a good customer relation. That is very, very important in any business and distribution network. We developed a very nice distribution network over the years. And our dealers were quite cooperative. And we have been able to get a support with them. And they have become a part of like a family members to us. And that has really helped us to get into it.
Okay. For the SMEs and the MSMEs who are watching this interview, one or two things that you want to tell them about, like you're saying you had a very good distribution network. How did you build that? One or two key insights that you can give them in terms of how to build a strong distribution network.
You see, it is important for people to go and visit them. Like I personally would have visited all major towns in the country and even the remote places. You see, I have been to Ladakh to develop a distributor. I have been to Mizoram to develop a distributor. I have been to Bhutan and Nepal and all nook and corners. Personally, go and see what the customer wants.
Sure.
And over the period, develop a rapport with the distributors, and they have become like a family member. And now they talk about next generation and discuss many views. Budhraja, what should I do? What my children should do? And we have that sort of a relation with them.
So at one end, of course, you have a strong distribution network, which, like you're saying, you've built over the years. And on the other end, of course, you have to have customers who are excited about your product and you're seeing repeat business, which you've seen at HolyLand over the years. How do you ensure that you're understanding what the customer need is on one hand, and on the other hand also creating really a market for some of your products, helping your customers understand that these products can be available at affordable prices?
You see, basically we have just gone through the different regions and we understand, like we go to hill stations and then we find there that people come for trekking and they want to stay in resorts. And now to provide the food products all the time with all the varieties, they have to depend on the canned foods.
Sure.
So we knew what the customer wants, when he want to use it. You see, many roads in the country close in the winter season. They have to store the material for 6 months.
Sure.
Like many people will, even I think you will get amazed if paneer is sold in the can. Well, it is sold in can and tremendously.
What does innovation mean to you then?
Innovation wise, it is important that we must go with the taste of the consumer. We must focus entirely on the customer, what really he wants. We should get in deep into these needs.
So what's the process really like then at HolyLand, from the time that you're understanding what your customers are looking at, realizing that there is a market for something, an innovative product there, and then ensuring that you're coming out with that product?
You see, when I started business, that time the fast food industry was yet to come.
Okay.
Very small section of the people were using the Chinese, Thai products and different things. Over the period, we saw there is a oncoming business for these. And the one reason why I put these products in my mind was India, basically, they want something economically cheaper and a quantity of product.
Sure.
Like noodles, they satisfy the hunger of the customer at a lower price. These are the items we must focus on.
Speaking of customers, you have some high-profile customers, including the likes of, the Leela hotels, the Taj hotels, etc. What perhaps has helped you become a supplier of choice to them? What has been your USP that's helped you then build on that and build that base as a customer base?
You see, basically all these people are looking for a supplier who can give them a basket of product, which we do.
Okay.
Second thing, they were looking at the price. We must give them a competitive price. Third, they want a regularity of the product, that it should be available throughout the year.
Sure.
Fourth, they must looking at the standardize of the product so that the recipe do not waver with the time. You eat today, you eat tomorrow, you eat day after, you get the same taste.
Sure.
Because you are getting a standardized product.
Okay.
They know that this much portion I will do and this is the recipe outcome.
Yeah.
So these are the necessary things which they are looking for, and that is what we provide them.
Okay. How do you ensure that you are keeping your prices competitive, because India is such a price competitive market?
Yeah, there is again a big story behind it. You see, once we have focused the product, then we have now know the product. Now we go deep into it, where to get it the cheapest,
Okay.
and with the quality. So in this food processed food industry, we did the integration with the farmer to the consumer.
Okay.
So see, we go to the farmer, procure the product at a reasonable price, and pack it, and keep a constant watch that the product is good, hygienically packed, and it moves the chain.
So you're keeping a close eye.
Cost effectiveness. In Indian before us, the normal tendency of a manufacturer was to go to a mandi and buy certain materials. We shifted that focus. Now we go to the farmer rather than going to the mandi, and specialize in procurement policies. Lately, we see in case of button mushrooms, people grow in the summer, winter season, and then it is goes throughout the year and supplies is done. Now the people farmers used to go to the mandi, sell the material. From there it used to go to the factories.
Sure.
Now we changed it. We have made a procurement centers. Like milk products have got chilling plants in different areas to procure it.
Okay.
We have installed procurement units which are refrigerated, and farmers come there, give them material which is shifted to the factory. So the time is not lost much. The quality is maintained, and we are in a position to give a competitive price. On that also we educate the person what size we want.
Okay.
You see, in trade it makes a difference. The customer wants a particular size, particular grades, that we are in a position to give them.
Okay, fair enough. Which brings me to my next question, even as we're talking about pricing, about how perhaps the tier 3 and the tier 4 markets are a market really for products like yours, because we talk about this very often on the show about why it's necessary for brands to look at the mass market. What's your own thoughts on that?
You see, correct. Everyone should look at the mass market, because you see that I have got experience out of this. Like we earlier used to sell asparagus. Now it is very niche product. The only related to few European customers who go to 5-star and where they will buy. The volume will be very negligible.
Sure.
But if a product is used by the local people and the local taste is matched, there is a mass marketing.
Sure.
And the rural population today has a lot of money. B-grade towns are more powerful because their expenses are less. The incomes have grown over the period. They have developed really good purchasing power. Unlike a person in a city, he earns a lot, so he spends a lot because the cost of living is high. In big towns, they earn good, but the expenses are less. They have more disposable income in comparison to the metro towns.
Sure.
They have really good purchasing power. And the focus of all entrepreneurs should be to be towns.
Sure. I wish you all the best in that.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming down to our studios. Completely out of time on the show. If you have any feedback for us, here's how you let us know. leadersoftomorrowtimesgroup.com is our email ID. Get in touch with us on social media. Tweet at me personally at Sunanda_J or LOT_ET Now is our official Twitter handle. Leaders of Tomorrow on ET Now is our Facebook page. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.